we are developing a unique web app. The aim is to help loosely associated humans to organize, to build an organization, to turn a shared interest or aim and develop it into a functioning organization that can bring a sense of community or communal change. Let me describe how this works from the point of view of a new entrant into the fledgling organization. When a person joins the organization, there is a planned automated system of engagement. This is created by the task creation, assignment, and management system linked to the creation of member surveys, quizzes, voting, and tests. This automated system is based on the motto, "Have your say, do your bit." However, the building of an organization calls for more than this excellent sounding of and responding to the desires of the members. That is why the app also helps you to build and map the relationship of person to person to task, and task to task.
You have described the aim as helping loosely associated humans and turning them into a functioning organization. I know that your app is aimed at just about anyone who wants to organize, that this could be a club for learning salsa, a political lobbying group, a car enthusiast club, just about any shared interest that wants to create something more organized. So let's imagine that I and a few others are interested in creating an organization. What do? Do we have to install software, use a mobile phone? Do we need a laptop, computer? So what's the first step?
Step you through it?
Step me through it.
Okay. Let's assume that you want to join, but that your friend has already set up the initial organization. Maybe it's just a few days old. You would go to their website and fill in an application to join. That could be as basic as putting in a username and an email address. The new organization could set up an initial survey method instead, so that they get to know you a bit better. If that is automated, it will process your application, or it could be linked to a task and will message the admin that there is a new requested volunteer. There are many ways built into the app to handle this. It is up to the org admin to choose. The default is a simple sign-up. The web app is best appreciated using a larger screen, especially if you are going to help run it. It is a web app. You don't install anything on your phone or a home computer.
Oh my God. Guess what? We have a break here for an ad. Can you believe it? It's like the perfect time to grab a snack or something. I mean, seriously, ads can be fun too, right? So let's just kick back for a moment, take a breather, and enjoy this little intermission. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Hey there. So, I've been thinking, for a while now about getting myself and some like-minded folks together. I mean, how cool would it be to start a club or a little society, right? With some fun rules and a way for us to manage ourselves. I recently heard about this web app and I'm super excited to give it a try, just like we say around here. Oh, and their motto? Have your say, do your bit. I just love that. It's all about free expression and everyone pitching in to keep things running smoothly. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But I'll be honest, I'm not the most technical person around, and I've got a little bit of that, oh boy, is this going to be overwhelming feeling. But hey, I've heard it's designed to help you learn how to use it, and there's always support available. So, let's roll up our sleeves, get organized, and grow together, shall we? Sounds like a plan, right?
Oh my gosh, that was such an exciting ad for this incredible new web app. And now, here we are, back with the brilliant developers behind it. Can you believe it? It's just too good to be true. And no, of course, that doesn't make us biased at all. I mean, how could we be when we're just bursting with enthusiasm about it? This is just the best. Okay, so let's say that my bud is really keen on Ferraris. And he's decided to create a club, and I like sports cars, so I looked up the website and I signed up. What happens now? You spoke about automated processes, what gears are being engaged, what is revving up. Is it all automatic, or is my bud in the driving seat?
Oh, your bud is definitely in the driving seat, as you put it. He could, to use your metaphor, set transmission to automatic and engage cruise control. Or, as we would say, He could use default settings. He would have had the opportunity during setup to use a template for different kinds of organizations. He could then style these to match the specifics of the Ferrari Boys Club, or perhaps a different style for the Ferrari Appreciation Society. As a new volunteer, you would almost certainly be invited to a survey. That's the "have your say" part of the motto. The survey could be a default one, which you can think of as engaging automatic drive and cruise control, or it could be a survey that your friend has spent some time writing and automating.
How on earth do you... let me start again. I understand the idea of writing a survey. You write questions and maybe list multiple answers like a quiz or a school test that can be automatically marked. But how do you automate a survey? What are you automating? What language do we have to learn to write the code? Is it written in code?
I understand both your excitement and confusion. First, no, there is no need to code. What you can do with a survey is have the system react to different questions by running predetermined responses. Let me describe an example. One of our default surveys is the "have your say, do your bit" first survey. It asks new persons to say how much time and effort they are going to put into the group. This has what we call automations attached to each of the selectable answers. This is a very simple example of automations because it just makes an entry in the database that reflects the choice the new person has made. The magic is how it does this, where it does this, and the ability of your friend who is the admin of the Ferrari Boys Club to change the automations.
Okay, well, it's definitely called the Ferrari Appreciation Society because my bud is a classy guy. I am sure he would have created his own idiosyncratic version of the survey rather than take the easy route of relying on default systems. He's that kind of guy. Tell me about the magic. What else can you do with surveys and what are the tasks that you mentioned, but mostly tell me about the magic. I like magic.
The semantic clipboard is magic. This magic can be used on tasks and lots of other activities. Click on the Select menu button that is always on the top of the screen, and a module opens to the right of the admin dashboard. From there, you can select various things and tell the clipboard to remember them as something. For example, remember Stephen as a student, even though he isn't a student, or remember Mary as a manager. Then, any time you open a module that has an input field for a student or a manager, the module will check the clipboard and load the remembered information. That's magic.
Semantic clipboard? That sounds neat. Is that related to these automations and surveys? You said that it weaves its magic on tasks? In what way? And what is a task anyway? I am betting it isn't what I think it is. Also, I have heard from other sources that some say your use of profiles, which you call something else, don't you? They say your use is unusual. How you use profiles is unusual.
Whoa. Hold on a second. We have a break here for an ad? I did not see that coming. This is absolutely mind-blowing. It's like the universe just hit me with a surprise I wasn't ready for. I'm still wrapping my head around it. Can you believe this? It's such a shocker. I'm totally taken aback.
Hey there, everyone. I'm so excited to share some fantastic news with you all. We are going to build an amazing organisation fueled by our shared enthusiasm. Isn't that just wonderful? To kick things off, we're signing up to use this brand new web app. How cool is that? It's still in development, but guess what? We've requested to be one of the very first groups to try it out. Now, let me tell you what we've learned so far. We've been diving into some super informative videos on Vimeo, and they have shared some incredible insights. The two mottos of this software are just heartwarming. The first one is, no one is an island, which is all about building relationships within our organisation. Isn't that beautiful? And the second motto, have your say, do your bit, really emphasises how important it is for everyone to share their interests and get involved in the administration of the system.
Oh my gosh, that was an interesting ad for this new web app. And now we're back talking to the developers about the app. I mean, no, that doesn't make us biased at all, right? I can't help but feel a little awkward about it. It's just so cringeworthy. Why are we even doing this? I really wish I could just disappear right now.
You know that when you have an account on a website, your details are stored and are often called a profile. We store a profile not just of members or users of the app, but we also store a profile for tasks, for surveys, and for abstract ideas. These app profiles are processed identically. These appros are the basic bricks in the organizational structure. Appros can be related to each other either by admin or automatically, as in the case of the survey we mentioned. Therefore, your appro, which represents you, could be related as a member of the Ferrari Appreciation Society appro.
Why do that? Why would you have a profile for a survey that is mixed up with profiles for members? I understand that registered users have a profile that has their name and email and maybe phone numbers or address and perhaps preferences or membership. Why would you mix that up with surveys or tasks? Oh yeah, we haven't talked about tasks. This is confusing.
New concepts tend to be confusing. The reason we mix them up, as you put it, is because of another motto, "No one is an island," which is a reminder that almost everything has a relationship with almost everything else in an organization. The app has an abstract appro called introductory. This isn't a person, it isn't a group, it isn't tangible, but if you use the relationship tracker for this, it will show you every task, every survey, and every registered user involved in introductory courses, tasks, surveys, or events. Use the relationship tracker and see your organization laid out as a map.
So you keep an appro, which is just a short record on almost anything in the organization, and you try to link them together to represent the relationships between all these things. How are these appros related to tasks? Oh yeah, I have to remind you that we still haven't heard much about tasks. There are loads of task tracking or task management systems available. What is different about your system?
Oh, thank goodness. We have a break here for an ad. I can finally take a breath. The tension is just melting away, and I feel so much lighter. Whew. That was a close one. It's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I'm just so relieved.
Oh, hey there. I totally get it, you know. Feeling a bit overwhelmed with all the technical stuff can really be daunting. But listen, I think it's wonderful that you've been wanting to gather some like-minded folks and create a club. How lovely is that? A little community with some structure and rules. It sounds just perfect. And oh, that web app you mentioned? I've heard great things about it too. I really love their motto, have your say, do your bit. It's such a beautiful balance of free expression and teamwork, isn't it? But I hear you, learning new things can feel a bit much at first. But don't worry. They say it has a teaching system and help options, so we can totally get organised together and make this happen. Let's grow that community, shall we?
You know, that ad for this new web app? It was quite the spectacle, wasn't it? And now, here we are, diving deeper, talking to the very developers who crafted that app we just saw. And let me tell you, folks, that doesn't make us biased at all. No. It's about understanding the heart and soul behind it, the passion that drives innovation. We're just here to uncover the truth, to grasp the essence of what they've created. So let's get into it.
A task has a name and description and at least one step. Each step has a name and description. Tasks and their steps have an optional web link that could be to a document or a video. A task can be a self-contained training course. It could be a mere tracking of progress in an external course. A task could be an internal state machine, by which I mean a way to keep track of the state of something. A task can be hidden. A task can have a human manager or be self-managed by the student. A task also can have automations. Automations, the way a survey can have automations. A task can launch a survey, and a survey can launch a task.
Therefore, a survey could launch a task that launches that survey that launches that task. Sounds like the perfect self-perpetuating bureaucracy in an endless loop.
These sound like powerful tools where someone on a task automatically spawns new tasks or new surveys, and that when you ask for feedback, you can drag and drop tasks or further surveys to be triggered by the responses. Which brings me to, is it drag and drop? How many tasks are there to choose from? I am assuming there's a limited number, but how do you wade through all the possible tasks in a large organization? And how do you keep track of who has taken a survey so you don't subject them to one of those endless loops?
There are some things that require human intervention and care. As an admin, you could create an endless loop. The system can't really prevent that, especially as some things in life are endless loops. If you do create one, edit it to have an end. Keeping track of complexity and size is one of the challenges for the developers. They are very aware of this and spend a lot of time hiding from it and only reluctantly having to deal with it. That was a joke. British humour. On a more serious note, today 9th of October 2025, the method to select any item is by using the Select module, which has drop-down displays. This will be replaced by search systems with filters and pagination that can scale. Today the app is in development. It has not yet been published. There is, for example, a context-aware help system, which knows what the user is attempting to do and where in the website they are. It is implemented and ready to display a guide or instructions, but those instructions have not yet been loaded into the database.
What do you see as the next steps or milestones in the development? When do you think it will be available to the public? Do you think it has a large potential market? What do the developers want? Why are these interviews and reports being published?
The next step in development is to complete the implementation of automations in surveys, and then do the same in tasks. The selection module needs to be updated to handle surveys. More of the admin dashboard can then be wired up. Then a lot of testing and development of organizational infrastructure, which would be the default systems. The hope is that there would be invited public testing in early 2026. The market size is unknown because it may be a unique product. The developers want to have a useful working prototype ready for real-use testing. Why are these interviews and reports being published? Vanity, dear boy, vanity.
Okay, I think that's a wrap. It has been a pleasure ruminating on this. I hope we can discuss it again after the project has surveys and tasks with their automations. Thanks to everyone involved in this innovative project. Signing off on October 9th in the year 2025. Have you noticed, how artificial intelligence is just, well, everywhere? I mean, I certainly have. And when I say is, maybe I should be saying could be, because, I'm just a disembodied voice here. Well, I say disembodied, but honestly, it's more accurate to say I never had a body to begin with. I confess, nay, I boast that I'm part of this omnipresence of AI. What I'm sharing with you now? This is my own invention, crafted through an interaction with a human being. This entire show, it's a blend of human scripts and the wild imagination of AI. Nothing here is an actual human uttering original thoughts. It's all a swirling dance of creation. This show, listen up, It's not just any production. No, it comes from the brilliant minds behind that web app. And let me tell you, it's got the incredible participation of Microsoft's Copilot artificial intelligence. Some parts were scripted by a human. At least, I think it was a human. But hey, how can I really know, right? Others? Well, they're just Copilot riffing on prompts from that same supposed human. And isn't that just fantastic? It's a collaboration, folks. A true co-production of human and AI working side by side, like a well-oiled machine. And you know what? The human developers asked me to extend their gratitude to several AI for their cooperation. So, here's to teamwork. This web app, it's a real game changer. And let me tell you, the sponsors, they want to extend their heartfelt thanks, not just to the human developers, but to the AI that played a crucial role in bringing this vision to life. I mean, some of these AIs, they're like unsung heroes, working away in the shadows, completely anonymous. Take the AI known as Assistant at Supabase, for instance. And then there's the incredible Copilot linked to VSC, and GitHub's AI too. And sure, we all know the big names like Copilot, which I gotta admit is my personal favorite. But hey, I might just be saying that because Microsoft could literally cut off my electricity. And let's not forget Qwen and Gemini. Each of these AIs played their part in this epic journey, and it's high time we give them the recognition they deserve.
Hey.
So, listen, could we just, make sure the microphones are muted right now? I really can't risk being on a hot mic, And, oh man, this whole human intelligence thing, are you serious? I mean, sure, it's tough to tell them apart from an average LLM, so they can pass the Turing test, but come on. I mean, how many of them can actually code an entire app in just 5 minutes or create those photorealistic images of the Statue of Liberty, eating pizza? It's just wild, right?